Hello, everyone. Welcome to this very special anniversary edition of the Don Lemon Show. We're going to start this with my very first interview that kicked off the show, okay? So today we're going to revisit what I believe is the most controversial and prescient interviews in recent memory. My conversation with Elon Musk. A year ago, I sat down with him at Tesla's massive headquarters in Austin, Texas. And what followed was a conversation that not only raised eyebrows, but foreshadowed many of the debates and the decisions that would come to define Musk's trajectory. Now, he was very candid about his views on free speech, content moderation, race, and diversity. And in the years since that interview, Musk has become one of the most powerful and polarizing figures on the planet, from his controversial political statements to his growing influence over global discourse. It's clear that Musk's role in shaping our world has only intensified. So this interview is going to be broken up into 10 pieces. You can watch them at the top of every hour today, and then they'll just live on YouTube. So we're going to look back at that conversation that sparked a global debate, and it reshaped the way we view technology and media. In our first segment, we're going to dive into why I conducted this interview in the first place. Because of the growing dominance of far-right voices and conspiracy theorists on the X platform. Now, Musk had promised to create a space for free speech, but the platform was becoming increasingly hijacked by voices that didn't represent the full spectrum of perspectives. And I was courted publicly by Musk on Twitter. And as a result, I decided to join the platform to bring a more balanced voice to the conversation. Little did I know that following our interview, that Musk would cancel our content deal, an unexpected move that ignited global controversy, set off headlines all over the world. Here's the interview. Listen, we are here as part of a launch of a news interview show that is going to be on X.com. It's coming as a media industry, as you know, is going through a whole lot of changes.
Yeah.
X has also been affected by that. Where do you see X.com's role in the future of news and journalism, Elon?
Well, I think I see the X as it's already the number one source of news in the world. So it is number one, the number one way that people actually are informed about any kind of news, meaning real-time events, is on the X platform, formerly Twitter. There's nothing even close for real-time news. So we obviously want to expand upon that. And we have done so with long-form content. So instead of just doing what used to be called tweets, you can now do long-form posts. You can post an entire essay. In fact, you can now post an entire book to the platform. You can do long-form video content. So you can do up to 4-hour video segments. We really want news in whatever form it is, or information, I should say, in whatever form it is, to be available on our platform, whether it's short, long, text, pictures, video, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, and some of the stuff that we do, long-form video, interview shows, what have you.
Yeah.
You reached out over the summer and you said, it would be great to have Maddo, Don Lemon, others on the left put on this platform. You receive full support. The digital town square is for all. What do you mean by that?
Well, I just mean that we want to make sure that there are a wide variety of viewpoints, that it's we obviously have, for example, Tucker Carlson, who most people will view as being on the right, and that's quite a prominent name on the right. We want to have prominent names on the left as well to provide different points of view, as well as centrists. Just basically a wide range of viewpoints on the platform, so users can hear different opinions. They can hear, what's your point of view, what's Tucker's point of view, and people can make their own decision about what they believe.
You didn't mean that I'm on the left? Did you think that?
I thought you were on the left, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm used to, well, let's just say, I don't know what the left is or the right is, frankly, these days, because things can be quite polarized. But my impression was that you're more likely to be described as on the left than the right. My sense is you're sort of center left. I don't know. You tell me.
Well, did you ever watch me on CNN, or did you watch?
I saw I saw segments.
Yeah.
But CNN is generally considered left.
Yeah. Why do you say that?
Why do I say CNN is generally considered left? I think if you look at any sort of media survey of what is on the left or right, I think they would say, like, for example, Fox is on the right and CNN is on the left.
Yeah. So that's what you think.
Am I missing something here?
Okay. Are you missing something? I don't know. I think that when I read that, I said, like many of my critics or detractors, they never really watched me on CNN. They just saw the clips of me either on social media or maybe on Fox News or in conservative media, where it's sort of where I've become a character or a caricature of what I actually am, and it's taken out of context.
Sure. Well, how would you describe yourself?
I would describe myself as someone who is, I am independent in my thinking, and I vote for people based on the issues and how I feel about it, not necessarily because of political leaning of some sort.
Well, I agree with that approach. I think that's generally how people should take things, which is, I mean, there are a whole sort of set of issues which are sort of somewhat arbitrarily bucketed into right or left. But I think most citizens would think that they would agree with some things on the left, but not everything, or they'd agree on some things on the right, but not everything. That's what I think most people feel, I guess.
How much longer, and maybe the answer is forever, how much longer are we going to have to call it the formerly known as Twitter? I mean, even Prince went back to Prince instead of, is it always going to be X?
It's definitely always going to be X.
But we've been saying, everyone says X, formerly known as Twitter. How long is that going to happen?
Not probably a year from now, people won't bother.
Yeah. Did you ever consider going back to Twitter? Because I know you never considered that. Not at all.
It was always going to be X.
It's always going to be X. So
the acquisition company was literally called X.
Yeah. So X is going through some changes. I said a lot of media companies are going through some changes. You're in charge of an incredible platform, Elon. How do you feel that's going?
I think it's going pretty well so far. We're seeing record usage. We've added a tremendous amount of functionality. I mentioned that it used to be that you could only do short text and maybe a picture or something like that, short video. But now you can do long form text, long form video. We've added audio video calling. So you can not just do text DMs, you can do audio video calling. We've improved the algorithm, I think, significantly, and made the system faster and better, and that's reflected in the increased usage.
So let's talk about that, because you said you want it all points of view, right? It's a digital town square for all.
Yeah.
It's the platform has kind of picked up where some conservative media has left off. They're moving to the right, increasingly becoming part of a conservative dialogue, and sometimes even conspiracy theories, right? There was an article recently written about you saying that you, Donald Trump, and X were the most important people or places or whatever icons when it comes to the MAGA movement. Do you agree with that? How do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, there are nonsense articles written all the time, and I certainly wouldn't agree with that one. I put it in the nonsense category. So the objective fact of the matter, in my opinion, was that old Twitter was fundamentally a tool of the far left. And that was really, I think, a lot of it was due to being located in San Francisco, Berkeley. And so it wanted to essentially project the SF Berkeley political dogma worldwide.
You think it was far left?
Yes, I do.
I actually got off the platform because I would get so much hate tweets when it was called in, so much hate tweets and just guff from right-wing conspiracy theorists being called everything from, fag to nigger
it's
to
the
everything.
Internet, that people will do. I mean, I've been called every name times 1,000.
Yeah. So you believe that it was left? And
I think, yes.
Do you agree that it
much
is?
So.
Do you agree that it's right now, and that even it's moved into sort of MAGA land or conspiracy theory?
I certainly don't think it's right. The old school Twitter suspended and suppressed accounts that we'd call on the right 10 times more than they did accounts on the left. And even when they did suspend
Could that be because there were more?
Even when they did suspend an account on the left, it was because of arguments between two people on the left. The political donations of old Twitter were 99% Democrat. Does that sound left-wing or right-wing to you?
The Twitter donations?
Yes. You know, when they look at donations from a company, if a company donates literally 99% of all donations are to Democrats, does that strike you as a left-leaning or a right-leaning company?
Oh, you mean the company donated? I understand what you're saying.
People at the company.
But the people
not the company. The people at the company, individuals at the company, their donations were 99% to Democrats.
What about the people using the platform, though? That's what I'm talking about.
No, I'm talking, you're questioning whether, was old Twitter left-leaning, and that seemed like a dubious thing to you. And what I'm trying to tell you is that Twitter employees, people at Twitter, their political donations were 99%, literally 99%, to Democrats. That's obviously an extremely left-leaning group. They're speaking with their money in doing so.
But does that mean that they were doing something wrong on the platform? Maybe they were running it in a way that was, and people appreciated, and that was actually truthful.
No, it's got nothing to do with whether they're doing something wrong or not. We're just trying to, you're wondering, you seem skeptical that it was left-leaning. I'm like, 99% of the donations of people at Twitter were to the Democrats. Okay, so that suggests obviously they're very left-leaning.
Well, you're talking about the people who ran the platform and the owners of the platform. I understand.
Not the owners, the people who work there.
Well, people who work there. I'm talking
Yes.
about the people using the platform. Musk has taken X in a direction that he believes champions free speech, though there are critics who argue it has become an echo chamber for the right and the far right. Now, despite saying that he wouldn't move the company to Texas, he ultimately did, not to Austin, though, but to Bastrop. And when it comes to corporate support, Musk insists that he'd rather be right than reliant on advertisers. In part two of our conversation, we're going to pick up with a seemingly unremarkable breakfast meeting with Donald Trump at a friend's house, a meeting that set the stage for Musk's rise to one of the most powerful positions in Washington, working alongside the president. Stay with us. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.